The Mummy is hitting its 25th anniversary, and fans are still asking, when are we getting a fourth movie with Brendan Fraser? And what about another reboot like Tom Cruise's 2017 version? Could we see Keanu Reeves and Robert Downey Jr. in the next one, maybe in 2025? There are a lot of questions about what's next for the Mummy franchise. So let's dive in and see what we can figure out about the future. The Mummy is celebrating its 25th anniversary, and fans are still wondering, where's the fourth movie with Brendan Fraser? The original hit theaters on May 7, 1999, and even though the first film and its spin-offs, like The Scorpion King, were big successes, there's been no direct sequel after all these years. While the later films in the franchise weren't as well loved, the 1999 movie remains a fan favorite, and people still ask for more adventures of Rick O'Connell. The idea of Mummy 4 has been floating around for a while, with fans hoping it would explore new places beyond Egypt. But despite all the excitement, we haven't seen a fourth film with Fraser's Rick O'Connell, which leaves us all wondering where the franchise is headed next. One of the main reasons Mummy 4 is still on people's minds is because the first film has such a lasting appeal. Sure, some parts feel a little dated now, like the CGI and cultural representation, but the mix of humor, adventure, and darker tones was really special back then, and still is. That balance is one of the things that made the original so memorable and fun to watch, and it's something fans want more of. Now let's talk about why The Mummy 4 hasn't happened and what's going on with the franchise. After The Mummy Returns and The Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, it seemed like the magic from the first movie was a little harder to capture. Both sequels didn't get the same level of love from critics and didn't perform as well at the box office, despite having huge budgets. Universal tried to reboot the whole thing with Tom Cruise in 2017, hoping to kick off a new Dark Universe series, but that movie also underperformed and didn't get great reviews. So that basically put the brakes on the idea of Mummy 4 happening anytime soon. If a fourth movie does eventually get made, it could fix some of the issues that arose in the franchise after Fraser's original trilogy. One big reason it hasn't happened yet is due to Fraser's own career struggles, including injuries and mental health battles. These personal challenges made it harder for him to return to the role for years. However, Fraser is having a major career comeback right now, thanks to his role in The Whale, and he's been pretty open about being willing to play Rick O'Connell again, if the right opportunity comes along. In a recent interview with Deadline, Fraser said, "I'm not opposed to it. I don't know an actor who doesn't want a job. I don't think I've been this famous and unsalaried at the same time in my professional life, so sign me up." He also mentioned in an interview with Variety that he's definitely interested in revisiting the role if a good story comes up. So, fingers crossed, maybe we'll get that Mummy 4 after all. Now let's dive into the rumors surrounding Universal Pictures' possible revival of the Dark Universe, with a reboot that could star Keanu Reeves and Robert Downey Jr. Universal originally planned to build a dark universe around The Mummy, launching the series with Tom Cruise's 2017 reboot. Despite having big names like Cruise, Russell Crowe, and Annabelle Wallis, the film failed to connect with audiences and critics, which led to the Dark Universe plans being shelved. It's now considered one of the biggest disappointments in recent cinema. But recently, there's been talk that Universal might give the Dark Universe another shot, this time possibly with Keanu Reeves at the center of the franchise. Known for his iconic roles in John Wick and The Matrix, Keanu has earned a massive fan base and is no stranger to action-packed franchises. With his star power, it's easy to see how he could bring a fresh energy to the Dark Universe, potentially attracting both fans of the original Mummy films and a new generation looking for thrilling cinematic universes. Then there's Robert Downey Jr., who's no stranger to huge franchise success thanks to his legendary portrayal of Iron Man in the MCU. RDJ's mix of charisma, wit, and emotional depth could really elevate the rebooted franchise. Imagine the dynamic between him, Reeves, and maybe even Dwayne Johnson in the same universe. Talk about a powerhouse trio! Each actor brings something unique, and together they could create a supercharged, must-see spectacle for fans. Robert Downey Jr.'s career revival with Iron Man helped reshape the superhero genre, and his presence in a dark universe reboot would definitely add some serious star power. His ability to infuse humor and depth into his characters would likely help bring a more complex layer to the franchise. With both Reeves and Downey on board, the dynamic could be electric, combining Reeves' intensity with RDJ's charisma for something really special. Of course, Dwayne Johnson's name is also floating around as a potential addition. With his unmatched charisma and box office clout, Johnson would bring even more star power to the dark universe. He's great at balancing action and humor, and his presence could make a big impact alongside RDJ and Reeves. Together, this trio of stars could offer an unbeatable mix of action, humor, and depth, perfect for a supernatural adventure series. The idea of these three actors leading the dark universe raises the excitement levels for fans and insiders. Each actor brings a different energy that could help craft a rich and engaging story, whether they're allies or rivals. Their combined talents and chemistry could result in something really special, taking the dark universe in an amazing new direction. Universal's potential revival of the dark universe with these heavy hitters shows they're serious about bringing something big to the screen. With Reeves' intensity, RDJ's charisma, and Johnson's box office presence, this reboot has the chance to take the series to new heights. What do you think of this powerhouse trio taking on The Mummy? Franchise? Will their combined star power breathe new life into the series? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. On the other hand, the idea of The Mummy 4 bringing Brendan Fraser back into the fold offers a fresh and exciting opportunity for the franchise to correct past missteps and bring new life to a series that has grown stale. After the lukewarm reception to The Mummy: Tomb of the Dragon Emperor in 2008, audiences and critics were ready for something new. The classic Mummy formula, Rick O'Connell and his team battling undead monsters bent on world dominance, was beginning to feel overused, and the third installment felt like it had run its course. With enough time passed since the last film, The Mummy 4 could avoid these same pitfalls by revamping its approach and offering a fresh, innovative take on the franchise. A key factor in revitalizing the Mummy series could be the inclusion of Brendan Fraser's Rick O'Connell, but with a thoughtful exploration of the passage of time. Audiences would likely expect some explanation of where O'Connell and the original gang have been in the years since the last adventure. This kind of narrative could inject the movie with a mix of nostalgia and new beginnings. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop.